Well, over the past 3 weeks, the Department of Roads and Transport, supported by the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, you'll know it as the CSIR, has been registering operators who provide pupil transport services during Alert Level 3 of the COVID-19 lockdown. Gauteng Public Transport and Roads Infrastructure MEC Jacob Mamabolo now joining us via Skype for an update on where we are with the transport regulations. MEC, always a pleasure to speak to you, sir. Good afternoon. Thank you for your time. I imagine this is a mammoth task trying to get all of these learner transport organizations on track.
Yes, good afternoon, and firstly, thanks for the opportunity. I must say that as the provincial government, we are really delighted and quite happy that we have reached the 8,000 mark registration of learner transport operators in the last 3 weeks since we unveiled a plan to register them for COVID-19 so that we can support, work with them, coordinate, and make sure that we protect the learners from being infected with COVID-19. Just today, we, together with CSIR, we unveiled and launched an app which is actually going to help us to be able to further improve, enforce, and monitor that learner transport operators will actually implement and enforce the COVID-19 regulations. The app is quite easy to use, and you just download it as an operator. And when you do the first trip in the morning, you just indicate that you did clean your vehicle, disinfected it. When you pick up the learners, you sanitize their hands, and then you report through the app. And when you drop them at school, you also enforce wearing of masks and making sure that we also check body temperatures. So that app, even when they leave in the afternoon, going home after classes, you report on the app. Parents can be able to get reports, can be able to monitor the transport operators. It also helps us with track and trace. So this is an amazing leveraging of smart technology, innovation, creativity to make sure that we support learner transport, because the learners are very much vulnerable. They are innocent. We need to do everything possible to make sure that learner transport is not placing lives of learners at risk, is not a weak link in the chain, and to that extent we're deeply, deeply, deeply delighted.
It does sound like a very clever app, MEC, and I'm sure many people are going to want to get information on that, and perhaps if we have time, MEC, you can tell me where we can get that. But I would like to find out the 8,000 learner transport operators just in 3 weeks. Many would say it's very, very impressive. Is there still a shortfall? Is there a target that you still need to hit to get everybody on board?
Well, let me say that the challenge that we have is that, remember, scholar transport all over the years, except those that have got contracts with the Department of Basic Education, but the mass of learner transport operators that are private, these are people who parents just approach and say, pick up our kids. Those, we don't know what is the actual number. The Department of Basic Education doesn't know. The schools don't even know these people. So we initially thought we were working with 3,000. We were surprised the numbers exceeded 5. Now it is reaching 10,000. So we depend on them coming because we don't know them and they were never registered or regulated before. So and there are also those in other provinces bordering our province. We also registering them. So the numbers, we just wait, open our offices, and then they pitch, and then we register them.
If any of those scholar transport operators that you're concerned about, MEC, are watching this interview now, how can they get hold of you to get onto this app, but to ensure that they're following the guidelines that you're putting down during COVID-19? How do they make contact with you? How easy is that process?
So what we are going to do with the support of CSIR is that we are going to send each one of them an ID number and sort of a password. So they'll get that automatically from us, and then it's up to the individual to decide to download the app. We have been told it's even much more cheaper. So we will provide that to every one registered with us, and then once they download it, then they are able to do their daily reports. I must also emphasize, Gareth, that the app is also important. Imagine if a child is found to be positive or test positive, and the parents want to know this child was in this learner transport, track and tracing. They'll also want to know, driver, what did you do to protect our children? Did you clean the vehicle? Were you sanitizing their hands? So the app is also assisting the driver in case they've got to answer questions. They can say, you see, I've been doing what I've got to do. So as the President of our Republic of South Africa said, fighting COVID-19 is in our hands. We are placing this app in the hands of drivers, but also they can also be able to report to the parents so that parents, operators, ourselves as government, the Department of Basic Education, we can in one solid hand protect the lives of commuters, learners in this case.
Particularly the learners in this case, we need to keep them safe. MEC Jacob Mamabolo, thank you for your time, sir. Gauteng Public Transport and Roads Infrastructure MEC.